guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building something that's not in the Mount Komorebi. It's nothing Japanese whatsoever. Actually, this is highly inspired, if not slightly recreated. By a recreation of there we go anyways of a Polish house. I found this on Pinterest and I thought it was cool. It was different from my usual houses, so I was like, okay, I kind of want to try to build this. And since it's a very distinct kind of build, there's not like a whole lot going on with the shape. At least I didn't really want to use it as just inspiration. I wanted to sort of recreate it. I did, however, add a little bit on the right side of the house just because I don't like flat walls. I'm incredibly frustrated with them. They're boring in The Sims. So I added a sunroom over there for like a little gardening room. But other than that, it's basically a recreation of a house that I found on Pinterest that I thought was Scandinavian, but it turned out that it's actually Polish. So that was quite fun. Genuinely though, I looked at the house and I thought it was Scandinavian because it has major Scandinavian vibes to it. There's something about the shape. Also, of course, it used to have the real life version. I don't know if it's just a model or if it's an actual house somewhere. I have no idea. But because I can't read Polish. So anyways, surprise. But it did have like, under the slanted roof, it had windows, and we can't really do that in The Sims. We can't do that at all unless we use CC. I don't use CC for my builds because I like to take console players into consideration. But they had that, and for that reason, because the whole like V shape and I don't know, it just screams Scandinavian to me, so it was kind of surprising that it turned out to be Polish. But I've not built a Polish house before, so that's fun. Here we are, building something new, something a little bit different, something that I personally don't feel like looks like a lot of my other houses. So yeah, I hope you guys will like it though, even though it's definitely a little bit different, at least just in my opinion. You might not share that opinion, I don't know. I also feel like whenever I go for something that's not actually like close to what I usually build, they always have like a touch of what I usually do. And I can't tell what that is. I don't know what my touch is. I've just been told that I have a touch. So, it's a style thing, I suppose. I don't really know. I can see it with other builders, so like I get it. Everyone has like their own touch or details they add to their builds. You guys get what I mean? Like they have their own preferences and stuff, but I just can't really recognize them when I see my builds. So even though this, for me, doesn't look like anything I've built before, it probably has that touch as well. I just don't know what it is. So anyways, but we are definitely doing a bit of like a real to Sims build challenge today, even though I don't want to call it a build challenge because it's not really a challenge. You're just recreating a house. The only issue that you have when you're recreating houses from like real life houses or floor plans, stuff like that, is that scaling is an issue when it comes to The Sims. But I didn't really have that much of an issue with this one, actually. I did have to expand the house just a little bit. Of course, there are a few rooms here and there that aren't the exact same shape as the real life house's rooms are, but I feel like overall it actually looks quite a lot like it, and I'm happy with the outcome. I hope you guys will like it too. I did make changes here and there to the interior, of course, that I need some creative liberty. Otherwise, it just gets a little bit too machinical. I don't know if is that a word. So I did do that, but like overall, I feel like it's a pretty good recreation. I'll make sure to leave a picture somewhere in the video so that you guys can check it out. If I can save it somewhere, like a link to it, I'll try to leave it linked in the description as well so you guys can check it out. But I've actually already lost the website, or maybe I haven't. I don't know, we'll see. It'll be a surprise, like a pleasant little surprise in the description if you guys want to know if it looks like, and I managed to find the link again. So yeah, but that's what we're doing today. Also, the sunroom was put in because first of all, I don't like flat walls. I feel incredibly frustrated with flat walls. I don't like them at all. I need there to be a little bit of shape. I usually don't go for flat walls in my builds unless the lots are too small and I just have to. but I just, yeah, they frustrate me. So I added a bump out there, and then I thought, what can I turn this into if I actually, like, if I really have to add this little bit of shape to the right side of the build, what do I want to do with it? So I took a look at the build, and it hit me that it kind of has like an eco vibe to it. So I thought, okay, it would be kind of cool with this sort of eco-looking house, not full-on eco-looking, but still like a little bit. They don't have any solar panels or anything like that, but the house itself, I don't know what it is about it. It gives me eco vibes. I don't know what it is. So I thought, okay, I'll turn this extra little bump out, this extra little square into a sunroom where they can grow their own plants, because I thought that would be a little bit eco. So they can either grow fruit in there or vegetables or just flowers, whatever they want to. There's a flower arrangement table in there. There's a couple of the upright standing plant pots as well, and some of the ground plant pots too. There's a couple of those outside as well. So they have plenty of opportunities to grow their own vegetables or whatever they want to grow, basically. So if they want like a flower arranging profession, money-making business, they can do that full on, like, go ahead. They also have plenty of space around the house because I did not do a whole lot of landscaping. I felt like whatever I put outside didn't really fit with the house. Like, I think I cut it out actually, but I tried to put down a pool several times and it just didn't look right. So I actually ended up only putting like a fire pit outside, that's what it's called, a bonfire, and the plant pots. So the outside, the landscaping outside. Oh, there's also a swing in the backyard and a clothesline as well. But other than that, there's not a whole lot going on with the outside other than trees, because I just felt like a simple touch was the way to go with this house. Nothing really felt like it fit, and yeah. But also, if you live here, because I moved it from Granite Falls to the island in Windenburg, and I thought, if you lived here, you have the open ocean. You could basically just go bathe there instead of having a pool. So why would you need a pool? Even though personally, I definitely prefer pool water over ocean water. That's just, I have like a fear of walking on top of stuff when I bathe in the water. I've not been to the sea for a long, long time. Not just because of the sun, but because I also don't like to, call me a wuss, I don't care, but I don't like to walk in the water when I can't see the bottom of the ocean. I don't like it. I'm a good swimmer, like actually a good swimmer, but I don't like it. I think I might have accidentally cut my foot at some point. Not to scare anybody off of like walking in the ocean or swimming in the ocean, it's just my issue. I feel like I might have cut my foot at some point when I was younger, and that's why, or I might have stepped on something really sharp or something. Maybe I've watched too many horror movies. I don't know what it is. But enough about that. I just feel like if they have access to the ocean and they don't fear walking in the ocean like I do, why would they need a pool? It's much cheaper to just bathe in the ocean. And also, I completely forgot to say how many Sims this is for, but it's for 2 parents, 1 teen, and also a tiny human, so a toddler. So it's a family of 4 total, and yeah, they live here on Windenburg. I did start building it in Granite Falls because the surroundings in the picture that I took inspiration from, or the surroundings in the picture of the house that I'm almost recreating, was situated in like a foresty kind of area, a very woodsy kind of area. They had lots of evergreens around, as far as I remember at least. I think they were evergreens. Now I don't remember fully, but I think it was evergreens. So I thought that Granite Falls would be the perfect place for that, but then it just kind of fell off for some reason, so I decided to move it to the island here instead, to sort of make it a beach house instead of a forest house. I don't know, a cabin. I mean, I suppose it is sort of like a modern cabin, but still, now it's a modern cabin beach house. And I know that's not fully a thing, but we're going for it. This is The Sims. I can do what I want. So if I can, I don't know, build a castle next to a modern house, I will never build a castle, by the way, but just as an example, I can do it. If I want to, I can do that because it's The Sims. So anyways, what else we're talking about? I do want to touch on the platforms thing a little bit because I was talking about them in, was it my Japanese A-frame, like the tiny Japanese A-frame house or something? I got a comment saying that I shouldn't be complaining about the pack swatches and also the platforms, although I think They were just, I think they meant that I shouldn't be complaining because I got the pack for free. However, game changers get the pack so that we can deliver feedback and give you guys our honest opinion. And if my honest opinion is I'm a little bit annoyed with the swatches, I love the furniture overall, but I'm a little bit annoyed with some of the swatches, like the choices, then I'll tell you guys. So I'm not supposed to be, it's kind of weird not to make this video about like game changer problems, but to sometimes listen or hear my fellow game changers talk about how they get accused of being overly positive because they get their packs for free, but then others are like, well, I get told that I should be happy with the pack because I got it for free. So like, what are we supposed to be? Somewhere in the middle? I don't know. Am I supposed to just not say anything about my opinion of the pack or what's going on? Because that's what the Game Changer title is about. So yeah, that's a bit funny, but I like being honest with you guys, so if there's something that's bothering me, I'm telling you guys about it, such as the platform glitches that, by the way, have nothing to do with the new pack because it came in a base game update, but they're annoying me a little bit right now. I love the platforms. I love to play around with them. Also, one of the reasons why I wanted to build this house, because I could see that they'd use this sort of, or not used because they, it's a real life house. I was about to say they'd use this sort of platform effect at the front, but hey, let's just put it like that. Like, I could see on the house the real life picture of the house or the drawing or whatever it was. It might have been made in a 3D program or something, I don't know. But I could see that they'd use this sort of platform at the front instead of stairs. So I thought that would be quite cool to do in The Sims because we can do that now. So I wanted to do that, but there's still some glitches. I know that they're the same glitches as we had like a week ago because they have, of course, not had time to fix them just yet. But there's a few glitches here and there that, as someone who builds in The Sims a lot, are kind of annoying me, and that's okay. They'll fix them at some point. But I still find the platforms fun to play around with. I want to play around with them more than I already have because I don't know, I don't feel like I've played around with them a whole lot. That's why I did the micro apartment or the tiny as I could make it in that specific apartment, micro apartment. Anyways, that's why I wanted to do that, because I knew that I could do something with platforms for the kitchen, and then I also found out I could do something with the platforms for the bedroom, which wasn't really a bedroom because it was the same, bedroom area, whatever. And same reason for this house, because I knew that I would be able to use them for the exterior. But there's just a few glitches here and there that I want them to fix. That's all. But anyways, they're still fun. It's an amazing feature, and I feel like it's definitely up there with like terrain tools. I don't use terrain tools a whole lot anymore. I don't really know why, but I don't. I should probably do that. But I like to do like like hills and then with small houses on top. You've seen me do that a couple of times, but I definitely feel like platforms as a feature is up there along with maybe a little bit below terrain tools, but up there still. So anyways, how far into the build are we now? We're working on the parents' bedroom. So after this, I actually gave them a walk-in closet because that was in the floor plan. Oh, by the way, if you want to see me do more Real to Sims builds, let me know. I'll probably not do like plural a week, so like more than once a week, but we could definitely do one like every week or every other week or something. I know that I've said multiple times that I don't like to recreate houses, but if it's for something like this, where I'm building something that I personally feel like doesn't look a whole lot like my usual houses, then I'm all for it. Because it means that I can explore different styles without like feeling like I'm desperately failing because I don't know what I'm doing, because I can just follow a picture. You know what I mean? Like if I can find something super cool, because I personally think that this house, it kind of looks a little bit like a barn for some reason, but I think it's super cool. So if I can find more pictures of houses that I feel like are super cool and I want to recreate them, like let me know, because I don't know, it would be kind of fun also to just switch it up a little bit. If I'm building something that I'm much more comfortable with though, because this is definitely, personally I see this as being out of my comfort zone, but I have fun doing it. So don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun building this house, but it's definitely out of my comfort zone because it's a lot simpler shape-wise than what I usually do. Don't think about my tiny houses. Tiny houses are so small that it's kind of sometimes difficult to do a lot with the shape of the house without like messing up the floor plan completely and basically making it impossible to do the interior. Shape-wise, tiny houses are a little bit more on the simpler side. My voice. Just ignore that. We're apparently having a little bit of a, just ignore that. I don't know. I don't have to cough or anything. I feel like I might have just not talked enough today, which I'm alone in my apartment. Who am I talking to? So, you know, like when you've basically been quiet all day and then you meet people and you say hi and you don't like, nothing comes out of your mouth because you just haven't talked at all. That's my voice right now. So anyways, I do feel like this is definitely out of my comfort zone because shape-wise, the house is a bit more on the simple side. But it makes me feel a little bit better that I'm following, like, that I'm taking so much inspiration or almost recreating a real life house that looks like this, because that's kind of cool as well. Like, I don't know, I like the real life house. So anyways, am I making any sense right now? Just let me know if you want to see me build more real life houses in The Sims. Of course, sometimes, I think I said this earlier as well, but or maybe not, but with like the floor plans especially, we do have some scaling issues, and for example, we can't place walls on half tiles, which would be an awesome feature to have. I don't know if it's going to cause any rooting problems or anything like that, but it would be awesome to be able to do that. So I don't mean on a diagonal, I mean like on a half tile. Just like you can place items freely if you hold down Alt and you have Move Objects on, it would be kind of cool to be able to place walls as well a little bit freely, a little bit less on the grid. Am I making sense? But other than that, like, other than the floor plan maybe being a little bit of an issue here and there because of scaling issues, and also the whole half tile thing not being possible, sometimes, like, it's cool to follow floor plans. I just feel like sometimes they also turn out to be super huge, but that might just be houses overall, and maybe I've just been building way too many tiny houses, so all houses suddenly look very big compared to that. I don't know. Although I feel like my tiny houses are definitely on the bigger side as well, so I don't really know, but yeah. So I think we're pretty much done with the interior, just not the sunroom yet. I don't think I ended up, what's it called, decorating that room yet, but it's basically just going to be a sunroom with plant pots, some vertical plant pots, and a flower arrangement table as well, and then we're doing a little bit of landscaping. There's not a whole lot of landscaping with this house or around this house, basically just trees and a bonfire, a couple of plant pots down at the front. There's also a clothesline at the back and also a swing. But that's simply because I didn't feel like it fit. I think I said this earlier in the video. I just didn't feel like anything really fit the house. So I don't know. It's a super simple house. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's not in a neighborhood, you know, so making a proper garden is not really like a proper backyard, for example, just felt off. And also with the house looking like this, it just didn't, yeah, it didn't look right. So we kept it super simple. Although in the picture, it didn't actually have any plants around it, just trees. And I felt like that was super frustrating, so I decided to place down some plants anyways. But I actually like how it looks with the house. Like, these plants are okay because it's not overly done. It's just a little bit of landscaping, like just a few plants here and there. No rocks or anything like that. No pond, just a few plants. That is all. But it was just kind of needed, so I caved in. I caved into my plantsy issues and I planted some plants. It happens, okay. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. So I don't actually remember what I'm doing for the rest of this. I think it's just placing down plants and doing terrain paint, which is super actually, I love doing terrain paint. It's really calming to me. So I don't know, I like painting with terrain paint. It's calming. Anyway, so I do it quite a lot. I layer terrain paints as well because it's like painting. Well, it's also called terrain paint, but it's like painting in The Sims. There was one thing that I had to cut out actually from the real life version of the house. They did have like a parking place at the back of the house, but they were also living like the house was in the woods, so it kind of made sense that they would have cars because otherwise how would you get to the house? But I moved it to, first of all, there are no roads in Granite Falls, so it wouldn't fit in there. But also, I moved it to the island in Windenburg, and why would you need cars on the island in Windenburg? Like, where would you drive? So I just decided to not bother with the parking space, but they did have a few cars parked here at the back of the house, so they had this sort of like asphalt kind of area with just parked cars. Super exciting. Very gray, very carsy. I don't, whatever. But I cut it out. I decided not to add it because it just didn't make any sense whatsoever in The Sims. So I hope that's okay though. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me do more Real to Sims builds. If you have any builds specifically that you want me to build, please link them to me on either Twitter or Instagram because it'll be a little bit easier for me to check out the houses through those two sites. So you can find links to both my Twitter and my Instagram in the description down below, along with all the info about this house as well. But other than that, if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!
Now can you tell me if we're just killing time? Just tell me what you're thinking of. Don't feel right. It's like I want us to go on, but not if we are done. Baby, are we killing time? Maybe you're trying to be nice. Maybe you got something to hide, but so much better if I knew. We're killing time. We're killing time. Do you think I'm fragile? Can't take a blow? Then let me tell ya, got better things on hold. And in conclusion, if it ain't to be